I didn't expect to be this excited about racing games again, but after seeing what's coming in 2026, I realized this might be the strongest lineup the genre has had in years. Forza Horizon 6 is shaping up to be the biggest open-world racer of 2026, dropping players into a massive and visually striking version of Japan that is reportedly 5 times larger than any city the series has ever built. Instead of starting as a legendary racer, you begin the journey as a tourist, earning your reputation through qualifiers and wristband progression, which brings back a strong sense of growth and accomplishment that many fans have been asking for. The world features iconic Japanese driving routes, ranging from winding Mountain Dew's roads to neon-soaked urban streets, alongside deep car customization, social car meets, time attack circuits, and a launch roster of 550 cars. The overall atmosphere leans heavily into Japanese car culture, including nods to anime-inspired drift culture with gameplay modes influenced by classics like Initial D. The game officially launches on May 19, 2026 for Xbox and PC, with a PlayStation 5 release planned for later in 2026.
Making the open world of Japan visually accessible to everyone, no matter how you...
Playing together is easier and more rewarding than ever.
And your friends play. You will also be adding in new options like proximity, customizable high contrast mode, making
Assetto Corsa Evo is the highly anticipated next mainline simulation racing title from Kuno Simulazioni, entering early access on Steam on January 16, 2025, with plans to expand toward a full release around 2026. The current early access version offers a solid foundation, featuring around 5 tracks, 20 cars, and multiple modes, including a driving academy that rewards clean and disciplined driving with progression through higher license tiers. The developers aim to make this the most complete and well-rounded simulation in the franchise, combining deeply refined physics with a broader vehicle roster and gameplay modes that go far beyond what Competizione offered. However, development pauses and timeline shifts have pushed major additions, such as free roam and a much larger selection of tracks, toward early 2026, making patience an important part of the experience. At launch, the game is available on PC through Steam Early Access, while console versions are expected later but have not yet been confirmed.
Box.
Assetto Corsa Rally is not a downloadable expansion or a mod, but a full standalone rally simulation built by Supernova Game Studios with technical support from Kunos. It entered early access on November 13, 2025 on Windows and immediately gained attention among hardcore simulation fans due to its laser-scanned real-world rally stages and uncompromising physics model. At launch, players have access to roughly 33 kilometers of real roads, 10 cars, and a variety of classic rally surfaces that range from slick tarmac to gravel and snow. The experience is intentionally demanding, with success depending heavily on precise throttle control and accurate pace note interpretation. Ongoing updates are continuing to add new stages, cars, and features, including more detailed environments and plans for expanded modes such as full rally weekends and a structured career, while console support has not yet been officially confirmed. Wreckfest 2 is the loud and chaotic sequel to the cult favorite Demolition Racer from Bugbear Entertainment, launching into early access on March 20th, 2025. The game fully embraces its blend of aggressive racing and demolition derby action, powered by upgraded physics and the new ROMU engine, which delivers more believable crashes and more dynamic vehicle interactions. Recent content updates through late 2025 have introduced deeper customization systems, including tools that allow players to weather, dent, rust, and visually age their cars so they genuinely look like they have survived countless wrecks. Development continues throughout early access with ongoing balance adjustments, new content additions, and improvements across the board. The long-term plan includes full multi-platform support across PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox.
Go next. Beautiful. Like a cute bug, but watch out for its bite. This is about breakfast style. A complete reimagination of the classic track.
Rennsport is a racing simulation released in 2025 by competition company Antaeon, built on Unreal Engine 5 and launched on November 13th, 2025 for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. It is positioned as a full-price simulation with both single-player and multiplayer modes, while placing a strong emphasis on esports-focused design from the very beginning. Following a rough launch, the developers have consistently released patches aimed at improving AI behavior, car handling, tire models, and overall stability across tracks. Recent updates focus on improved AI logic, better rejoin behavior in online races, enhanced console keybind options, and handling tweaks for specific cars like the Praga R1. Community reception remains mixed, with some players appreciating the core racing feel and long-term potential, while others continue to criticize the limited content at launch and lingering issues in AI performance and single-player modes. Project Motor Racing officially launched on November 25th, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, positioning itself as a modern successor to classic motorsport simulations with a deep career mode, full mod support across all platforms, and a sizable launch package of around 70 cars spread across 13 classes with 28 real-world track layouts. Despite its ambitious scope, the launch was widely criticized due to handling inconsistencies, force feedback problems, unreliable AI behavior, and noticeable performance issues, which led to staff reductions shortly after release. The development team has since stated its commitment to long-term support and delivery of the promised Year 1 content. Multiple major patches have already been deployed, refining GT3 and GT4 tire behavior, introducing a radar HUD element, reworking penalty and off-track detection systems, improving online stability, and making further adjustments to vehicle handling and AI. Ongoing roadmaps highlight continued work on UI and UX improvements, penalty logic, visual and audio upgrades, and overall stability, showing an active effort to respond to community feedback Star Wars Galactic Racer marks the return of high-speed racing in the Star Wars universe, with a planned release in 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC. Rather than recreating classic prequel-era pod racing, the game introduces a runs-based racing structure where each race is fast-paced, high-risk, and designed to feel different every time you play. Players race across iconic Outer Rim locations, including desert worlds like Jakku and icy environments such as Ando Prime, piloting a variety of futuristic vehicles ranging from repulsor craft to speeder bikes. The game blends a single-player progression-focused campaign with competitive multiplayer, allowing players to upgrade and customize their machines while climbing the ranks of the Galactic League, an underground racing circuit formed after the fall of the Empire. Developed by Fuse Games, a studio founded by developers with backgrounds in Need for Speed and Burnout, the focus is on intense pacing, dramatic presentation, and competitive racing that emphasizes Star Wars style and spectacle rather than force-based abilities.
United by one beautiful dream.
Japanese Driftmaster is an open-world drifting game deeply rooted in Japanese car culture that launched on PC in May 2025 and is expanding to consoles in early 2026 including a reported early February release on PlayStation 5 and availability on Xbox ahead of the PlayStation version. Set in a fictional Japanese region featuring around 250 kilometers of drivable roads, the game focuses heavily on drift physics, tuning depth, and narrative-driven progression. Players take on the role of an outsider attempting to earn respect in the local drifting scene, with story elements delivered through manga-style panels, character interactions, and optional side activities. The experience combines extensive tuning options, including body kits, mechanical upgrades, suspension setups, and gear ratio adjustments, with a large open world that spans mountain passes, highways, and urban routes. Handling options range from arcade-leaning to simcade, allowing both casual players and dedicated drift enthusiasts to enjoy the experience. Tokyo Extreme Racer marks the return of the legendary street racing franchise developed by Genki, delivering its first major new entry in nearly 20 years. The game launched on PC through Steam on September 25, 2025, and was met with strong reception, with players praising its atmospheric night racing and intense highway duels. It faithfully recreates the spirit of expressway battles on Tokyo's Shudo Expressway, centering progression around head-to-head, rival encounters and victories earned through sustained dominance on high-speed urban highways. A dedicated PlayStation 5 version is scheduled for release later in 2026, around February 26th, bringing the experience to consoles with modern enhancements and broader accessibility. Tokyo Extreme Racer blends arcade-leaning handling with deep vehicle customization and strong cultural references to Japanese street racing, appealing to both longtime fans and newcomers discovering the series for the first time. Ride 6 is the next entry in Milestone's long-running motorcycle racing franchise, scheduled to launch on February 12, 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC, with early access available starting February 9th. The game builds on the series' signature realistic riding physics while introducing a new festival-style career mode known as Ride Fest, where players compete across a variety of events against legendary real-world riders. It features more than 250 production motorcycles spanning multiple categories, including sport, naked, bagger, and enduro bikes. Ride 6 supports both multiplayer competition and online leaderboards, while offering handling options that range from accessible arcade-style controls to full professional simulation, allowing players of different skill levels to tailor the riding experience to their preference. Exo Rally Championship is an ambitious off-road rally simulation set across exotic alien worlds where players pilot advanced rovers equipped with RC thrusters through brutal and constantly shifting terrain. The game is currently unreleased, with its official launch date still listed as to be announced, and it places a strong emphasis on hardcore physics and extreme environmental challenges. Progression is built around a career structure that sees players rising through the ranks of a solar system-wide rally circuit facing increasingly demanding courses and conditions. Realistic rover tuning and detailed damage systems play a central role, while procedurally generated stages ensure that no two runs ever feel the same, reinforcing the game's focus on unpredictability, technical mastery, and long-term progression.
Just behind the leader, road push. Incoming. I see him, just over there.
Endurance Motorsports Series is a racing simulation designed to capture the strategic and collaborative complexity of real-world endurance racing. Players are not limited to driving alone. as the experience also includes managing race strategy elements such as pit timing, adapting to changing weather conditions, and coordinating multiple cars competing at the same time. Developed by Kyloton and backed by Nacon, the game blends close wheel-to-wheel racing with the higher-level decision-making that defines professional endurance competitions. The car roster spans iconic machines across classes including GT3, prototypes, and hypercars, while race formats range from shorter endurance events to full-scale marathon challenges that mirror 24-hour races, emphasizing planning, consistency, and teamwork as much as raw speed. Gear.Club Unlimited 3 is the next major entry in the arcade-leaning Gear.Club Racing series, developed by Eden Games and published by Nacon. This installment expands its scope by setting races across both France and Japan, featuring more than 50 tracks that include narrow mountain roads, scenic routes, and wide-open highways. A new Highway Rush mode introduces high-speed traffic dodging at full throttle, adding a more intense arcade edge to the experience. The game includes over 40 licensed cars from European and Japanese manufacturers, all of which can be customized in detail through paint options, bodywork changes, rim selections, and performance upgrades. A story-driven mode focused on local driving culture and club building ties the experience together. After being delayed into 2026, the game is confirmed to launch on Nintendo Switch 2 on February 19, 2026, with PC and other console versions planned for later in the year. CarX Drift Racing Online 2 is the latest competitive drifting simulation from CarX Technologies, built around authentic championship-style drift competition. The game places a strong emphasis on realistic judging systems, finely tuned physics, and deep drift mechanics designed for players who want serious tandem battles and ranked competitive play. It supports online player versus player races, cooperative modes, and skill-based matchmaking, allowing drivers to climb through structured drift ranks from beginner lobbies to professional-level tandem events and organized tournaments. Recreation is an open-world racing sandbox developed by Three Fields Entertainment and published by THQ Nordic, built around total creative freedom and large-scale destruction. Rather than traditional circuits, the game allows players to drive anywhere, build their own tracks, and create custom obstacles, ramps, loops, and chaotic stunt zones across a massive world reported to span around 400 square kilometers. It launched on October 28, 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, offering a wide range of creation tools that let players design races and stunt challenges, then share or experience them with friends. Post-launch updates have introduced new cars, PlayStation 5 Pro support with 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, and additional live mix customization items. Despite ongoing updates, overall community reception has remained mixed.